What's up, everyone? How you doing? Welcome back to, I believe this is day 4, even though we missed yesterday's upload because I forgot to, Anyway, it's day 4 of the 12 days of the dawning, and we're going to get back into some more of this fantastic lore. Hope you've been enjoying the journey. I'm trying not to read these until, you know, I read them with you. So, I believe we went through this guy yesterday. Yeah, this is my memory showing, chat. YouTube chat. All right, our choices define us. Sometimes when I face something frightening, I think of the strongest people I know and draw strength from them. Oh man, Soraya Hawthorne is one of those people. I know her brusque attitude can be off-putting, but that's intentional on her part. But once you get past that, there's so much more to learn. She was orphaned as a young girl. Devram and Mark took her in. Honestly, I think that having these two as the role models is part of why she's so strong as she is. They raised her to be sure of herself and to always do what she thought was right, even though that ultimately led to her leaving the city. As Soraya tells it, she came home one day to find Mark and Devram sitting at the kitchen table as though expecting her, and they sat her down and then asked if there was anything she wanted to tell them. She shook her head and said, nope. Mark asked her to try again, but she was silent. So he told her that Executor Hito had stopped by their home, and she asked how he was. You know how he was, Devram said. Tell us what happened. His face got in the way. Mark took a deep breath and said Hideo claimed to have caught her stealing supplies that morning. And did she have anything to say about that? She did not. He reminded her that stealing supplies and breaking the faction leader's nose were both good ways to get kicked out of the city. Soraya could keep quiet no longer. She almost shouted her explanation. The factions didn't care about the people who needed food and supplies, the people who could not pledge to a faction because they were too busy struggling to survive. She wanted to help them, so she would sometimes steal supplies from New Monarchy. Devram asked, what about Hideo? Soraya rolled her eyes and groaned and explained that when Hideo found her, he'd say a number of all manner of nasty, evil things to her. She was worthless, she was nothing, and things like that. Devram agreed Hideo was, well, I won't repeat it, but suffice to say it means unpleasant person. He held a lot of influence, though. He was insisting Soraya be punished harshly, and for Soraya's part, this seemed to crystallize something. She tells me that's the first time she knew she wanted to leave the city, and perhaps this had been part of why she'd punched Hideo. She told her guardians that they couldn't believe it. She told her guardians and they couldn't believe it. They were quiet for a bit, and then Devram broke the silence. Well, let's get packed. No, she said, absolutely not. She was not about to let her decision hurt these men who had taken her in and cared for her. She had done nothing wrong, or they had done nothing wrong. Oh, they fought her. And as she tells it, they argued a long time until finally she shrugged and said, if you try to come with me, I'll run away. She suspected they knew there was no bluff to call. And as they spoke now in tired, worried voices, making their case one last time, she was adamant. I won't let you suffer for my choices. What could they do? She asked when she had to leave. Mark said he could hold off Hideo for a day or two so they could make a plan. His voice became stern again, and he said, you're going somewhere close enough that we can come and check on you as often as we'd like, at least for a while, and that is non-negotiable. He had no negotiating power, of course, but Soraya had agreed. She stayed very near the city for over a year before saying proper goodbyes and heading out further into the world. Soraya Hawthorne is, in my mind, the definition of doing what you think is right regardless of the consequences. She knew it was right to help struggling families. She knew it was right to not put Devram and Mark in harm's way, and she knew it was right to give them some peace of mind by staying close. This is the kind of true courage that I've always admired. That one wasn't heartwarming at all. That one was heartbreaking. It made me sad. So she's lived a tough life. She doesn't even get to celebrate the dawning. So her being right back in the city, though, and literally right the fuck next to she's right next to Executor Hideo, like all the time. Like he's just he's right here, and she's right there. That's got to be a tense. It's got to be a tense situation all the time. All right. Well, I'll see you tomorrow for some more dawning, everybody. Peace.